So let me go ahead and show you one of the most common mistakes that I see from beginners in Python, and it's something that I hope that you'll be able to avoid, especially, and it's something that affects a lot of students. I feel a inordinate amount of the time. So what we're going to do is that we are going to show you how this fails by first correctly importing something. You should have seen this a couple times by now, the turtle library, which will import turtle. And I'll create a new turtle called Bob is equal to turtle.turtle. Right, magic words for right now. I don't like using a lot of them, but basically we know that this statement creates a turtle named Bob. It's not too magical. We don't know necessarily how, but we just know it creates a turtle called Bob. And if the screen disappears on you, what you'll want to add over here at the bottom, if it disappears on you, like it flashes, that's because you're not using idle, and that's perfectly fine. Just put in a turtle.done over there. And that will stay up until you close. And that should fix that. That should stay up until you close it. And we can say bob.forward. Okay, and to move the turtle, right? This is stuff we're going to get into more detail, especially when we go over with turtle graphics. But for right now, this is a very common thing. So one thing I see my students do when they import something is they make a horrible, horrible, horrible mistake. Which is that they say, I'm going to create a... So I have to show you with a new file here, even though I called this import failure. But they'll say import turtle Bob is equal to turtle.turtle. They'll go, they'll be busy copying my code, right? My example turtle code, and they'll say bob.forward 90. And I say this, but I haven't shown it, so I figured it was worth making a video to show it. And they'll go and save it so that they can, right? They'll try to run it. They'll go, oh, we gotta save it. So I'm gonna save it, and oh, it's about turtles, so I'm gonna call it turtle. And then you get this error. And it says, partially initialized module turtle has no attribute turtle, most likely due to a circular or. And not only that, if I try running this program, I get a failure state as well now. Like, did I just blow up? Well, here's what's going on, right? Remember what I told you about the import order. The first thing turtles that's going to happen is it's going to look at its local folder. It's going to look at, if we go over here, we're going to look over here to all these things, and we're going to say, hey, is there a file called turtle? If so, load it up and look for everything, all the stuff in, all the necessary functions inside of it. So because we named this class turtle, it loads itself up and looks for the instructions to make a turtle in it. Notice that it says it's a circular import, right? So calling it turtle broke the program. Basically, if you want to make a... so end result is like, oh god, do I have to memorize like the hundreds of file names? No. But generally, like, have specific names for your programs. This will only affect stuff in this folder, so you can always have multiple folders of programs rather than leaving them out like this in this big folder. And don't name it the thing you're trying to import. So primarily, again, we're going to be working with turtles, so that's not necessarily, and random, those are going to be the big things we import a whole lot, so just don't name any of your files those. But if you get that circular import error, that's why. You probably named something bad.